How has Mixbook effectively marketed your products, especially during the holiday season? Marketing is very important. Our company is product DNA, so we really focus on building an experience that people love. And if you check out our website, mixbook.com, and also heymosaic.com, you'll see that we really focus on design and experience very, very aggressively. We want to make it a great experience for people. Everyone tells you that it's not true that if you build it, they will come. But like any stubborn entrepreneur, stubbornness is the other side of the persistence coin, by the way. I think you can't have one without the other, but maybe if you haven't seen it. We still decided to believe that if we build a great product, they will come. We'll get all the press in the world, and millions of users will come the next day. Didn't happen. Granted, the experience was flawed too. But it just doesn't happen that way. You've got to have marketing. And what I've found is a lot of the basic marketing, okay, so now let's break it down. If you're building a social network, you probably should not be spending money on paid marketing. If you're charging for your social network, that's really confusing to me. And I'm not sure why you would think people would pay for a social network when great social networks already exist that are free. So you're probably not going to do any paid advertising for social network. Social network is all about viral marketing. It's all about virality. It's all about your viral coefficient, how many people are inviting, and all that. We've already talked about that. I'm not going to go into that in detail. If you're building a consumer product where people are buying something or transacting in some way, like Mixbook, you're thinking about your classic customer acquisition math. Thinking about, here's my cost. I'm paying $20 to acquire a customer. They're paying $60 on the first purchase, of which I get $50 in margin, and they're also buying 3 more books or 3 more products within the next year. So then their value for the first year is $240. And if you're only paying $20 to acquire that person, you're probably going to make a lot of money. And then it's really a matter of optimizing and measuring very closely a couple metrics. One, of course, is your cost of customer acquisition versus your lifetime value. Second of all is what's time to pay back, right? How long does it take? If I put $20 down on day 0, how many days does it take before I get that back in cash, right? And how much are you willing to risk? And the third is how much cash at any given time are you willing to have, like sitting in that and waiting for it to come back. So let's say tomorrow I spend $1 million on customer acquisition, and my time to pay back is 30 days, right? You can actually just draw a curve of exactly what that looks like. You start out here, and does it look like this? Does it look like this? There's all kinds of different ways. If we had a whiteboard, I'd show you. And there's, again, tons of resources on the web for this. But the main thing to think about is, A, are people paying for your products? If they're not, you're not doing paid marketing, really, or at least not in any major amount at the beginning, because it doesn't matter. Maybe to give your audience a jump start at the beginning, sure, like put some money into getting users for cheap and using them for A/B testing or to start seeding your virality. But you can also probably do that with a friends and family network. If they are paying, you got to think hard about the customer acquisition economics, because that's what's going to take to scale. And then you're looking into channels. You're looking into SEM, search engine marketing. You're looking into SEO. You're looking into email marketing and affiliate marketing, display, all those other things. If you're on mobile, there's a whole different world. So mobile marketing really is like internet marketing in 2002 right now. The biggest channel that everyone's using, by the way, is Facebook. Mobile app install ads, they're crazy good. They're cheaper than anything else. The targeting is better, and the attribution is perfect. If you're starting a mobile app and and it actually makes money from users that come, then you should be all over Facebook. The interesting thing with mobile apps right now is that you've got a lot of opportunities to monetize where you didn't really have traditionally on the web. Buying a virtual good on the web compared to what it's been on mobile it's very different. And I think on mobile you can build a game and people actually will go and buy in-app goods. I think commerce and other non-game apps are still very early on mobile, actually. There are a good amount of good ones, but they don't make very much money. Another thing to consider is that over time, all apps are becoming free. If you look at the difference in daily downloads for free apps versus paid apps, it's an order of magnitude different. Top free apps are getting 80, 100,000 downloads a day, and top paid apps are like 8,000. It's just totally different. So if you kind of run the math, it's pretty easy to calculate. All right, if I have 8,000 downloads a day at $5 a download, then I'm making 40 grand a day. But if I have 80,000 downloads a day and the average one monetizes $1, right, then I'm making $80,000 a day. That I just doubled my money, and I'm charging 1/5 of the price. And it's just an in-app purchase, right? So that's true. That's really important to think about. I think there's some question about Q4. Holiday season. Yeah, holiday season, the cost of all marketing channels goes up, especially if you're targeting the same customers as a bunch of other companies. And you run some math and you figure out how much it's going to be worth, and you bid what it's worth. I also think people who get into marketing early as entrepreneurs will tend to spend money in weird things like, oh, I really have to be position one, or I really have to be on this spot or that spot, or I really have to be on this blog or that blog. And I would recommend taking, as an entrepreneur with limited funds, I highly recommend taking a very metrics-oriented approach to marketing, and measuring very closely everything you do, and avoiding all the unmeasurable stuff like TV advertising or any of that, as long as you can, unless it's free. Obviously, PR, right? If you can get free PR, do it as much as you can. With a B2C company, usually doesn't convert to customers. PR doesn't. It's very rare. But if you're looking for business development partnerships or funding or recruiting, or if you're a B2B company, then PR is incredibly valuable. It's one of your key channels. And as you scale, you've got to get good at it. It's a very, very, very important skill. If you even look at Apple's a great example of great product plus fantastic PR marketing. They just do a phenomenal job. They really do. And I think people always talk about how great their products are, but it's not as common that people study their PR and marketing, and I think that's really worth emulating by more companies. Granted, it's not so much you study what they do today because they've already built that brand, right? If Apple launches a new product, everyone's going to look at it, look at what they did to get there.